All right. Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right. So let's get into a love tarot story. We shall see what we've got here. All right. We start with the Queen of Cups. We go to a Page of Cups. We may have somebody that would very much like to apologize, possibly to a Queen of Cups, and this is in the back of their mind. She seems to be looking ahead and she has some pearls of wisdom. She could certainly be a Cancerian with that crab holding little pearls here. Violet, hi, sweetie. Good to see you. Cosmo Guy, awesome to catch you. Oh, so here's for our Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups has realized, and she may have had quite a bit of tears. I don't know if, I see like mascara running, eyeshadow running. I feel like she has cried more than a few times. I feel like she's very loving. Let me ask from her perspective, what hurt you? Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here tonight, everybody. We have a Nine of Wands. We have the World. We have the Five of Cups. I mean, there's huge disappointment. Aw, Nellie, I hope you're feeling better soon anyway. I'm sorry you've got the flu. That's so terrible. Sending you good health, sending you good vibes. Feel better as quick as possible. And everybody else, I hope you stay nice and healthy and take good care of yourselves and get the rest that you need. I know it's coming into that season, isn't it? Anyway, guys, lots of love to everybody out there. But this feels like what hurt her was, I don't know if this person was like incredibly rude or if they had wounds and then they basically took it out on her, if they were upset and they yelled at her. But it definitely changed something with the World card. This is that wounded energy, and she's standing here in the background, kind of like, wow, I don't know what just happened. They may have acted out of character, they may have said something very harsh to her. And this is almost like her, like, pulling the bed sheets up, to her chest. Here she is also, like in a bikini or maybe, not fully dressed yet. This could have been like an early morning weird argument and then somebody storms out of the bedroom. This could have been, just like harsh words, just like somebody who's maybe they wake up grumpy, but obviously there must have been some kind of dialogue. And I think that this person overreacted toward her because of their own wounds. And it feels like it was really disappointing. It was like, wow, I didn't expect this person to like bite my head off like that. I didn't see that coming. I didn't see them acting like that toward me. Okay, let's go over to them then, since in the back of their mind they're like, I need to apologize. I do. I think somebody like bit her head off a bit. Four of Wands sideways, Page of Discs upright. They know that they jeopardized like a really good solid foundation. Look, I don't know if the topic came up something about children and marriage. We could put it that way because this can be a marriage card and we have a baby right here. Pages can be children. Maybe she said something about that. Maybe she asked something about that. Maybe she was just dialoguing. This is conversation. Now, it could be though that they feel like they should say sorry, but they might be worried that they destabilized the whole connection. And it might feel embarrassing. They may feel like a kid having to say sorry. They may feel like, even if I say sorry, I think she saw an ugly side of me and she might not want to deal with me anymore. Let's see. We've got the Ace of Swords and we have the Temperance. Okay. I think that there's part of him that is toying with just flying away from this and trying to like say it's a loss. She's not going to want to talk to me. And then the other part is like, okay, I was a mean tiger. Now I have to be a nice tiger. I have to look. Here's the thing. Depending on what someone's rapport is with another person, you can be caustic and you can be rude and you can, spit stuff out. Like, it all depends on what the relationship has been built into, where the comfort zone is, right? For example, I had a friend once upon a time and my friend, like, it was hilarious. I particularly delighted in being like overly joyful around this friend because they would always be like, fucking Kate, You know, like, that was like their standard thing. They'd be so annoyed that I would like be cheerful. And it just be that was part of our friendship, you know, is them being repulsed by, you know, my happiness. And I would like, you know, hug them and they would act like they hated it. And, you know, it was funny. It was what our friendship was like. It was, you know, kind of like a sketch comedy thing, you know, and we were like really good friends. But you can be mouthy and you can be sass and you can be rude. And I mean, like, I don't know that they ever said anything particularly nice to me, but they were nice to me, if that makes sense. It was one of those comical friendships. And we were friends for years, you know? Um, I just haven't seen them in a long time because we don't live around each other anymore. But it was just really like, it depends. You can have your mean tiger and you can also show that you're also a soft kitten and you don't mean to be mean, but I feel like you have to have the relationship built for that. Otherwise, it is hurtful, you know? And I think that they lashed out because they genuinely had something that hurt in a conversation and then they lashed out because of their wounds and they showed the mean tiger inside of them. And they're like, oh my God, I bit her head off and she's really sweet. And we don't have the comfort zone or the rapport to like mouth off like that and then just bounce back from it. Maybe we don't have the depth of the connection yet. And so what do I do? I mean, she probably thinks I'm an ogre, a monster. I don't even know that apologizing is going to change. You know, if she's seen me as a monster, she's still just going to look at me like that. So should I just leave this alone? Or do I come back in and try to show the nice version of the tiger, but also like try to make things right and hope that maybe she'll accept the fact that I can be kind of caustic sometimes, even though I don't mean to be mean. You know, it feels like we got somebody who's a little bit crusty. Okay, they're a little bit harsh sometimes. Maybe they have, you know, that personality where they pop off, but they could also be like ferociously protective and super loving. It's like I don't think this person intended to hurt her, but I think that they're almost kind of like tearing themselves apart over this, saying, she's just going to see me as a monster. I said something rude. I don't have good self control. You know, I mouthed off and I hurt her, and she's a sweetheart, and she's probably just going to hate me. And, you know, why do I have to be such a crusty bastard? You know, like that seems to be like what they're thinking. Like maybe there's no hope to salvage this because I'm a monster, but I don't mean to be. I actually kind of think this person doesn't have any ill intentions. And in fact, maybe they're actually really great if we could apply their feistiness in a like a more protective kind way. It's like they want a chance to show that that same quality that they have where it could maybe they are hot tempered sometimes, but maybe that's also like, but I have a really big heart and I protect those that I love, but I might also mouth off sometimes. Maybe they do need better self control, but I don't know. This person is intense, okay? Maybe this is not going to be a great matchup. Maybe she's more water and they're more fire, and together there's going to be steam. But steam can burn. And maybe, I don't know, maybe these two just need to learn more about each other, or maybe it's too late for this. Let's see. We have a Six of Swords, we have a Ten of Wands. Um, that Six of Swords, the angel is like saying, like even moving her along, saying, you can let this person go. You don't need to deal with them if you don't like their behavior. Absolutely not. You don't need to deal with them if you don't like their behavior. If it rattles you, if it's bad for your soul, if it makes you hurt, don't deal with them. With the Ten of Wands, it's also like, and don't feel bad about that. You're allowed to have your standards. You don't have to say, okay, well, I guess that's just the way you are, so I have to take you back and you always get to be a lion or a tiger and you can pop off whenever you want. That may not be appropriate at all. Maybe it's not even good for them, not even good for their health. You know, there's self-expression and then there's like over the top, you know, like, whoa, it'd be better if you started to, you know, master yourself. I'm sorry, I'm hearing like Master Splinter's voice in my head right now to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You know, you have to harness your energy and do something good with it. You can't just say, well, this is how I am. I pop off and I say stuff I don't mean, or I overreact. And it's like, well, then maybe you need to quit overreacting so much. Easier said than done. Look, I'm a highly reactive person myself. So I definitely, I can be the tigre for as well. So I'm like, I get it, but it is probably better to work on self-control. And I think this kind of says the scales tip in her favor, saying she doesn't need to deal with them if they're going to act like that. They do need to alter their behavior. Otherwise, maybe they're spot on with saying, I might have ruined this already. Well, maybe you did. How much do you feel bad that you behave like that? Maybe she's just who you needed to meet to take a good look and say, this is over the top. I shouldn't act like this to her or anybody. So let me go ahead and start, count to 3, take a deep breath before just letting my own triggers make me, react. We have a 10 of Pentacles, we have a 4 of Cups. Let's put it this way, even if these two, because I kind of feel like we're in separation right now in this story, but for a good reason. It's better that these two are in separation at the moment because they need to think about it. They need to decide, which tiger do I want to be? And do I want to be a tiger at all? Or could I mellow out to like maybe just a larger bobcat, or maybe like a really lovely, large, like Maine Coons or, a house cat. Maybe I don't need to be a full-on jungle cat. Exactly. Maybe that's how I could like temper some of my reactions a little bit, just make them a little smaller. Maybe it'd be better for my blood pressure if I did it. They get a chance to kind of think about this because there's some regret. It's also an illusion to think that we can't like pull our behavior back and kind of say, that is too big of a reaction. Let me chill out a little when I get frustrated. But also, there's a lot of growth here. I mean, this is making characters think about things, which is terrific. That 10 of Pentacles says it's a good thing these two met because it could actually like really like perhaps help each other to grow. She's still upright as a queen and she's thinking about, that pearls of wisdom. And she's saying, I don't want to be with somebody who makes me cry or rattles me. I didn't deserve that kind of energy coming at me. No, I don't have to put up with that. Maybe this is the first time she's realized that. I don't want to, it's disappointing. It's disappointing. And this is the last time I'm going to let myself deal with somebody else's unhealed wounds where they don't have to even bridle themselves. No, I won't do that. I don't deserve this. Maybe that was what she needed to get out of this. Even if it was unwarranted. Look, it doesn't mean she's not forgiving. It's just saying for herself, she's not going to be the person who winds up receiving whatever somebody wants to blast out of their mouth. I think it's great. She's really like, the angels are taking her forward and saying, exactly, you don't have to put up with what you don't want to. They're going to have to meet you in your energy if this is going to work. You don't have to be like, well, okay, I guess I just put up with the fact that you're a tiger and sometimes you start, growling and howling. Nope, I don't want to put up with tigers. I want something different. And I think that the angels are like, exactly. So move on and don't even look back at this. Don't worry about it. If they want to change their energy and come towards you as a house cat and not a tiger, maybe then you can reconsider. But until then, you made a great choice for yourself. It's nice that she didn't make herself say, I guess I have to just put up with it because that's who they are. I mean, there's a lot of stuff about like, yes, these are the people that we choose to become, but and we don't have to force somebody to change, but we do get to say, yeah, but I don't like that trait in my world. It's too intense. It's too much for me. So that's why I don't want to be involved with this person. And that's not her being mean. That's her standing up for what she wants, for her own like energy, what makes her feel comfortable. So I like it because we have boundaries being established. But what's the outcome between these two? We have a 2 of Cups. Okay, so here's where this story, I'm not surprised. These two are learning things from each other because of their interactions, or they're learning things about themselves because of their interactions. Up here, I mean, I would say that there is. He's sorry, he or she, it doesn't matter what gender, but the person who turned into the tiger is actually sorry, especially that they bit her head off out of everybody on this planet. She's been nothing but the person who's been kind or has loved them. That is not how they wanted to treat her, but they did. They have tremendous unconditional love for her. She has it for them also. She's still the Queen of Cups upright, but she'll be damned if she's going to be putting up with stuff that she doesn't like. And I think that right there says, okay, if these two have that much love, that's enough love to make behavior change, right? I would change for the better because I met you. Like that's what it looks like. And sure enough, we have the star. There's a lot of healing. We have a 3 of swords. There's this heavy longing. And we have a 4 of cups. I don't think that she knows that they are longing this badly for her, and that they even look, I think they're going through way more hell. She may have said, I got treated bad, but you know what? I'm not going to put up with it. But they're the ones going through tremendous heartbreak because she's withdrawn from them. And it was their fault that she withdrew because she didn't like what happened. She's still over here thinking that's just the way they're letting this thing end. That's how they're going to behave. They're stubborn. They behave however they want, and they don't even care that they lost me. That's where things are, or that's one of the things that's being healed. That's one of the things that is being like evaluated as these two are at a distance. And in truth, I would say there's a ton of love between them and there's a ton of healing going on, specifically on those topics, the longing and the disappointment and the feeling like, man, that sucks. That's how they think they can treat me. And now they're just going to let it go because I won't put up with being treated like that. I don't see that as that's how that's going to end up. We have a 6 of cups sideways. I don't know exactly when, maybe not for a while yet, but these two, it's still sketched out. So we can't see it happening just yet. And the card presented sideways. These two are not done in this story. In this story, they need to be apart right now for sure. Because a lot of things have to be fixed. A lot of things have to be tinkered with. A lot of things have to be changed, particularly on the tiger's side. But they are soulmates as much as 2 of cups. There is great love here. And if ever there were a reason to make a positive change in one's life, to become a better version of ourselves, we'd do that for the person that we love and the person that we're sorry that we upset. So I would say this is kind of a great love story. It does seem like change is very possible. And I actually think that they're already putting in the effort because we saw them as the tiger on the temperance card. It almost seems like they are already working on how do I manage my triggers? How do I do that? Because I don't want to treat her like that. Maybe that's the other reason there's got to be distance between them right now because they need to temper their tiger behavior before these two could maybe have another run at relationship. They're going to have to probably start out as friends again though, and not try to jump into romance, and establish like comfort zone with, okay, let's see, how do we interact? How do we react this time, with each other? I think these two could be great together because there's such willingness to change and grow. And it looks like there's genuine love here. All right, I'm going to leave this here. Nellie, you're adorable. Oh my God, Nellie, your comment is cracking me up. I totally understand. 11 Oh my God, your cat sounds hilarious. Ludra, nice to see you, babe. I'm sorry you went through some of that, baby. I hope your heart heals swiftly. Carol, so nice to see you, babe. Hi, sweet. Love that, sweet. That's a great quote. Master Splinter. Your own anger defeats you from the inside out. I loved Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You have no idea. Michelangelo, Donatello, Leonardo, Raphael. Raph was always my favorite, by the way. SLH, so good to see you. Patricia's in the house. Travis, hi, hun. The Base God Emperor, thanks for hanging out tonight. Wind Dancer, Moonbeam Wendy. Shout out to you in Arizona, sweetie. Raymond Torres, awesome to see you. No, Raymond, sorry. I did a session for members earlier tonight. You might have seen that pop up, but no, babe, I'm not. But thank you. I'm honored that you would want me to do a storytelling, but I actually never take questions when I do those storytellings. It's always like I do whatever pops out. So, but thank you, hun. I'm honored you would ask. Hi, RT. Amelia, awesome to see you. Nani, live in peace. Awesome to see you too. YouTube watcher. Hi, hun. Oh, sorry. YouTube. Is it Walcher? Walcher? Sorry, I mispronounced your name. And I probably still did it. I tried, though. I did try. Thanks again, Anishta. Annette Summersby. Hi, hun. Hi, Julie May. Oh my God, Julie May, I have to be honest. I've been so tired. I haven't been dreaming at all lately. Have you been having wonderful, wild dreams? We had some requests. There's a couple people that want to do like a new moon storytelling and some dream storytelling. So those will be coming up soon also. If I can squeeze some of those in tomorrow, I will. So today I've been trying to get the whole internet stuff worked out and how to buy new equipment and just anyway. So that's where I've been today. And it was real glitchy in the members video, but right now it seems like things are going well. So I'm hoping to get back to, what we would normally do with videos and maybe have some fun extras that we get a chance to do. It's just I'm hoping that the internet stays compatible with that plan. Cataclysmic Awakening, so wonderful to see you. Thanks so much, Julie May. Right back to you. Wendy E, big hugs to you and Nellie too. Not today, no. Awesome to see you again tonight, sweethearts. April Fresh is in the house. Hi, sweetie. Hi, Carolyn Dean. It makes my night too. Thank you for being here. GOSC1OP. Awesome to see you. Good morning. Pretty Young Tarot. Hey, hey. Nikki O. How's your baby doing, Nikki? So good to catch you, babe. Bruise Like Violets and Cosmo Guy. Thanks again for being here, everybody. Wonderful to see you. Good night, Travis. Sleep tight. 11:08. Oh my God, I love that. You sing the theme song to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Heroes in a Half Shell, Turtle Power. To the embarrassment of your sister, you sing it at the grocery store. I would join you, and I would probably lay down on my back and try to like break dance. You know how they were always like the turtles were trying to break dance. I would add more embarrassment to the scenario, and then I would probably end our routine with several high fives. Victoria Rose Noir, so good to see you. You guys are awesome. Annie S, hi sweetheart. All right, you guys. Have a wonderful evening or a good morning wherever you are in the world. I'm going to get to one other video on the other channel, the today's topic. I'm going to do it live also, see how these changes I've made internet equipment wise hold up. And then tomorrow we should be able to hopefully get back to zodiacs. All right. Bye, everybody. Lots of love. 11:08. Amen. Oh, that sounds perfect. Bye, you guys. Take care.